If you want to see me swatch the Diamond Dreams collection by Lise Watier, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène from Makeup, or HMM Makeup, however you would like to say it. Welcome or welcome back. And I am going to play with something that I've been resisting playing with, and I have a chance to film. Life has been crazy, so let's get into this. It is the Diamond Dream set by Lise Watier. It's very blingy, and it includes, I'll take it out in a second, it includes a face palette, an eyeshadow palette, and a lip gloss. So I think it's a lip gloss. What does it say again? Yeah, Universal Lip Gloss is what it's called. So let's open up this little package. It is a value of $129 Canadian for $95. So it's a little bit of a break if you buy all 3 items at once in this set. And as I open it here, now I had shown the whole unboxing of a bunch of Lise Watier sets. I will put that video there for your reference. It was 3 sets plus a few other things. It was a collab with Cara C, and it was a $300 shopping spree at Shoppers Drug Mart using points. So not using cash, 200,000 in points got us each $300 off. She bought things that are completely different from what I bought. And I think that seeing both videos, I think, is helpful just to see some of what is available at Shoppers that you may not realize is. So anyway, I would point you to that video. We are going to just do this one first. And this is the lip gloss, the Universal Lip Gloss. And I did do swatches of this one. I won't do swatches again, but I do want to show it to you. And it's quite pretty. And it has just the usual kind of flat petal applicator. It's either this or doe foot normally. And it does look like a lovely gloss, but it's just a basic gloss. Okay. And if you're wondering what's on my lips, the only thing that I have from Lise Watier today is on my lips. I have the Tarte Exposed liquid lipstick, and then on top of it, I put on this beautiful Sucre d'Orge lipstick, and I love the name. I really like the lipstick. It's very fetching on my complexion, and I'm a big fan, and it's made in Canada, which, chef's kiss. All right, now we have 2 palettes, and there is a face palette and an eyeshadow palette. So let's see what this one is first, and look at the packaging, right? It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Last year's was very much like the Ciate square packaging with the kind of the glitter that goes around, like the glitter storm. Let me just show you that packaging from last year. It was conveniently behind me, but this was the packaging last year. And it was a 9 pan just like this year. But the pans were bigger in this one, but less product. These pans are smaller, but more product. Okay, so let's take a look at these. It sounds like we're going to do the eyeshadows first. So this would be how it would be looking to you if you were looking at the palette. The mirror is on the top, and it's a full-size mirror. And we are going to swatch these 9, and let me show you the face palette. And here is the face palette, although there's nothing that says you can't use these as eyeshadow if you so choose. So we're going to swatch all of these today, and I think I'm inclined to try the face palette first. I showed you the eye palette first, but I think we should do the face palette first. So I am going to go and swatch the top 2 and then the bottom 2. Let's do that. So the top 2 looks like highlighter, and let's do that right away. And the design, of course, is going to disappear, but the design is beautiful. I mean, the design on the powders matches the design on the exterior packaging, which I think is beautiful, especially if you're giving it as a gift. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got more of a beigey peach and a nice frosty pink as the first two. And I wouldn't really say they require a double swatch, but I will do that anyway. Don't know if you can really see it on camera. Okay, let's try a double swatch. And they're not very tightly packed, so it's going to be easy to pick it up with a fluffy brush, which I think is nice for a highlighter. Yeah, definitely peachy and pink. So this could be a highlighter blush, blush topper. Very pretty, and again, the fingers. Okay, let's do the second row. In the second row are two blushes. I think you can see the color there. Again, very pretty, and I think they go well with the top two. One's more peachy and one's more of a dusty rose. And these I could definitely see using them as eyeshadow. Let's swatch those. Yeah, that's a very pretty blush for a lighter complexion. And let's take a look at this one. Okay, this one is more matte. And they're not very deep blushes. Yeah, not very deep blushes. So let's do those again. So this one has some shine to it. And this one is far more matte. Oh, okay, it builds. I take it back. It's a lot more apparent on the second go. That's good. Okay. All right, I'm good with that. For your own purposes, you'll have to let me know what you think of the shade range. I'm relatively I'm between fair and light, so I can't speak to deeper tones so much. But this one, yeah, it just feels like this one's, it's better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, not too bad. All right, so now we've got to take a look at the palette again. So that's the eyeshadow palette I showed you at the very beginning, just to refresh your memory. And I think we're going to do 3, 3, and 3. Does that make sense? Let me take a look. I want to do row by row by row is what I'm going to do. Row by row by row, because they look like groupings more so maybe than this way. I could be wrong. It could go either way, really. Let me just take a look again. How would I wear these? Yeah, I'm just going to go row by row because either this way or this way the color story works. So I'm not going to fuss too much over it. That's fine. And I'm going to be swatching with this hand on the other arm so we can stack it and take a look at the whole set, because I think that 9 swatches along with the other 4 that are already there, I don't think I'll have quite enough room because I was quite generous with the amount of space for these 4. So, okay, so we'll take this hand and away we go. Okay, so I decided to do the first row. So this is the first row. And there are no names for the face palette. And let me see if they have any names for these guys. Well, that makes it easy. There are no names to give you. So yeah, I won't try to suggest that there are anymore. Usually palettes have shadow names. So this is interesting. Unless I'm missing an insert or something. All right, so this is kind of a soft gold look, almost like a little bit of a peach. Yeah, we'll do a comparison later, but it looks like it matches the highlighter. Then we have a matte. Oh yeah, there's a little hint of dusty rose in there. That's pretty. It didn't really show on the first go. That's really pretty. I love that kind of a color. And here is a beautiful shimmery taupe. So that is a very nice trio for a neutral look. Very pretty. And the fingers, yeah, there's some nice shine on there for sure. Good. Okay, I like these. I'm not huge on neutral, very neutral colors, but that is a nice set of colors. I'm happy. All right, so we're going into the second row here, and we've got some very punchy options here. Looks like a nice silvery gray, and now almost like a midnight gray. And this is the one color that had some specks of white, but apparently what I can see is as I'm swatching, that's disappearing. So it's like just a little overspray of flakes. Maybe they were trying to make it look like snowflakes or something, because it's gone after I started swatching, which I think is something that is good to know. Well, in my opinion, I'd want to know if that splotchiness is all the way through, and it's not. Okay, that is a nice silver. It's a silver with a hint of beige. And then this one is beautiful for a smoky eye. That is beautiful. And then we have this blue. Okay, interesting. I'm not crazy yet about the blue, but I like the other two colors a lot. Let's go for a second swatch. The eyeshadows seem very creamy. They're very comfortable to pick up. They're smooth, slightly tacky, a little bit of stickiness to them, but I like that, especially when it's a shimmer or metallic. Okay, that gray is really growing on me big time. And then we've got that blue again. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the blue, but I will say I like the first two. And there we go. All right, we go to the third and final row next. Okay, there's a little bit of staining of the finger. You can see it on my ring finger there. The blue is still a bit there, but I don't think it's a big deal. If I use soap, I'm sure it would come off no problem. All right, and we have the last row right here, and I'm quite excited about this one. I think that this one and this one are my favorite. It's just the blue that's tripping me up a little bit. All right, we have a very soft looking pink matte. A nice kind of burgundy color. See if it's burgundy or fuchsia on the finger. It's a lighter burgundy, and then a really beautiful metallic chocolate brown. At least that's what it looks like to me. Look at the depth of this one. That's really nice. All right, the last three. That is a nice pink matte. Very light though. This is, yeah, it's kind of between a fuchsia and a burgundy, I would say, but maybe it'll build up quite a bit. And then finally, that chocolatey richness. Oh, and there's a hint of purple in it. Hint of purple. All right. And the fingers. Okay, we're going to go in one more time. That is beautiful. That makes me think of a satin dress. Very pretty. Okay, going in one last time. Oh, these are really smooth. Really smooth, lovely. All right, let's see if that pink is going to show up a little bit more. Not so much. That one built up a little bit, and then this one, well, pretty much the one that didn't need it. Okay, so those are the last three. Now let's take a look at the whole kit and caboodle here. Oh, and I didn't show you the fingers. Hang on. Okay, that's the final look at those fingers. That chocolate is something else. It's beautiful. All right, so what do I think of this set of colors? I think it's fine. Where's my... I want to show you that other palette. Just want to show you the color scheme of the other palette. So there are a number of shadows in here that are similar, but there was no overlap between the 2 years. The blue is quite different. The purple is different. There isn't a green this year. So there's no overlap in the eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow last year, I'm just going to go in here. It has that nice opacity as well, shininess as well, but they're different. So I just wanted to take another look at them. They seem to be pressed a little bit harder last year than this year. Just going to do a quick swatch with last year's shadow. And yeah, the spreadability is fine, but in the pan, they seem to be more buttery this year. Now, it could be because that pan, the pans from last year are a year older, but I have to say this year they just feel more malleable, even the mattes, which is kind of interesting. So I thought I would make a comment about that because it felt different, and I just wanted to check with last year's palette. I don't think it's just because the last year's palette is a year older. I think that the formula is a bit different this year. Okay, so I wanted to take a look at the color story and wanted to take a look at the texture. Out of the two, if I take a look again at last year, I think I like the fact that they're different, but I think I might like last year's color story better. I'll put the swatches from last year right here for you, just so that you have the full reference, because I'm going in my mind's eye and I've got the palette here, but I think that seeing the swatches will make a difference. I don't quite get how these two are all that festive. They're I don't know. I get it more for these. These in particular, I think, are very, very Christmassy. I think the rich brown is really quite nice. The very, very light pink, I don't know. I guess this would go well with this and this. And I mean, the deep with the blue maybe as a liner on the lower lash line, and this one with the chocolate brown would look good. And then this is a nice option for a neutral eye if you want to use the palette maybe throughout the month of December and you don't always want to have a glam look on your eye. I think that would make sense. Yeah, I mean, I think that the shadows perform well as far as the swatches. I feel like they would do well on the eye. I don't think that they would be a mess, but I will definitely do a few looks with this palette as I did some looks with last year's palette, because I think that that's the ultimate test, is to do looks and see how they perform, frankly, on aspects of the body that they're supposed to be enhancing, which is usually eyeshadow, right? So it's usually on the eyes. So I'm going to do a few looks, and that will really be what is going to tell us what it's like. But at least I think it still gives you an idea, if you are thinking of picking it up, for what it is exactly that you're going to get in that 9-pan palette. And let me now put a little bit of a stack here with the face palette items and the eyeshadows, both palettes. And I think that there's a pretty good match over here for the neutrals. Can the camera pick it up? For the neutrals and the face palette. And I think that the blush is not as good of a match for the cooler tones over on this side. So it could have been that this one could have been a little bit more toward the rosy as opposed to the peachy. They seem to be more peach. The only one that's more on the rosy side is this one. So that's interesting to me. I would have maybe had more difference between these two so that they could support that fuchsia burgundy a little bit better. Okay, interesting. As I said, it will make a difference by doing a look with, and of course the eyeshadow and the face palette, so I'll do a few looks for sure with Lise Watier, so you get a chance to see what it might look like as a full look. And of course for Lise Watier, when I do the eyeshadow and cheek products, I'll also complement with other products that I received in the 3 kits that I ended up picking up from the brand. Well, those are my initial thoughts after swatching the face palette and the eyeshadow palette from Lise Watier for Holiday 2020. Let me know what you thought of the swatches. Let me know if there are specific colors that you would like me to use as a first impressions. That is always helpful. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.